I feel like I'm dying, and it's literally been 3 days of nursing school. So anyways, guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kayla here. And today I want to talk about my first week of nursing school and how it went. This week I was only there for 3 days. Normally I'd be there at least 4, sometimes 5, because we have labs that could be done on Tuesdays as well. Sorry, notifications. So anyways, the first week, I really wish I had gone ahead of the game and read everything prior to that week. So that's like my little study tip. Do it ahead of time. Do it before you even get to class the first day, because they won't teach you that first week. Nope, they expect you to know that. So really, we were learning like the second week worth of stuff. At least for me, that's how it felt. So this was my first week of class, including some of this stuff. And now I've gone ahead and I've printed off my second week worth of stuff that I know I need for at least Monday. This is just Monday, okay? And I gotta know all this by Monday. I'm going to die. I'm not going to make it. If I pass nursing school with like any bit of luck, I will be a happy woman, because I'm so lost, I'm so confused already, and that's probably because I'm missing one of my books that I thought I had. I don't have it. The school doesn't have it. I can't find it anywhere except for a digital download, which I don't want. I want like the actual book that I can bring to class with me, because my laptop is not going to be here until at least Monday. So that's cool. So anyways, the week actually wasn't that bad. We started working on Friday in the clinical because I messed up and I went to lab on Thursday when I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to be there on Friday. So Thursday was like the introduction, like we're gonna learn about nurses and how diverse it is. Like you have an old folks home or elderly, nursing long-term, hospice, maternal, things like that, and how there's a wide variety. And basically when we finish our degree, we get to go out, sorry, my kid's slamming the door. We get to go out and choose where we're going to be, and then for the next 6 to 9 months, come here, will be the hospital or our workplace training us on that specific place. And you're like skilled in that one area, you know what I mean? So like for me, where I want to be a midwife, I'm going to be going to maternity and pediatrics, because that's really that's really where I want to be. So in order for me to be a midwife, I have to have at least a year experience there in maternity before I can even apply to Frontier. And Frontier is all the way down in Kentucky. I'm in Maine. So it's quite a ways, because the only birth school that we have up here only does certified practicing midwives, which is like home births and not, yeah baby, sorry, and nothing that I can do in the hospital. So anyways, we talked about that. We did bed making, which apparently is a huge thing. If you don't get right, then that's not good. So we have to do like these folded in edges just right, which to me was pretty easy, but they want the blanket completely on center, and if you're just like half an inch off, then they go nuts. At least they did for me and the girl that I was partnered with. We have to do that, and then we played with like the mannequins, which are like 160 pounds, which is probably pretty light if we're not dealing with a female subject. Most men, I would think, would be at least that or more. So I'm kind of scared to go to the nursing home and having to lift a person up like that. So we did the beds. I think this upcoming week we have to do, let's see, we have to be professional. That's basically what we're going to be learning, is professionalism and, what? Hold on. She's Emma. This is my daily life with her. Okay, better? Okay, we're good. So, professionalism, which will be my recitation, I think is how you pronounce it now. So, yeah. And then we'll have Tuesday off. Wednesday will be lab lecture. Thursday, I think will be my next lab lecture. So we'll have 2 of those, and then we have actual lab. Oh, your hands are cold and they're on my belly. Why? And then we had to learn about the different kind of nurses, so like LPN, RN, CNA, and how the RN delegates tasks to each one of those, and what the CNA can do, what the RN can do, and what the LPN can do. So like we were taught, the RN, no task is beneath an RN. So just because you don't want to clean up somebody who may have messed themselves, you can't just say to the CNA, well, it's your job, you go do it. No, nothing is beneath you, you have to do it. Which, completely fine by me. I have 2 kids. I'm pretty much used to somebody doing that, right? But then like RNs can start IVs, can administer medication. CNAs cannot administer medication, I guess. They can't do catheters where RNs can. They cannot teach somebody. So like when they go to leave, you can't teach them how to take care of their diabetes. An RN has to do that. LPNs are like the specialty, so they're like the stable patient taking care of her. So like somebody who's, they have a chronic issue, the LPN can go and take care of them. Cool, fine. They can also do a lot of what the RN can do if need be, but the RN's job is generally to take care of the unstable patient, the patient that doesn't have a chronic illness but has to have immediate help. The nurse is basically going to be responsible for. So that was pretty much what I learned for that. And then again, like I said, the bed. And then we learned how there are certain rules of making a bed. So like when you go to put the sheet on a pillow, the open side has to be pointing away from the door. They said that may not be a thing anymore, but you should do it anyways. And then when you go to put the blanket on, it has to be like chin level. And then when you fold it down, it can only fold down 4 inches or less. And that the sheet is always going to be longer than the blanket itself. So when you fold it down, when the person's in there, it's going to be, you know, like 3 inches of blanket and then 4 inches of sheet. So the sheet will come underneath it. Yeah. And then one of our teachers, I really love how she does acronyms and how she does things to make it stick in your head. Don't hug your bugs. So when you go to change somebody's bed, you don't hold the sheets close to you. Because you can get yourself sick, or you can give them stuff that you might have. So don't hug your bugs. Do not put the sheets on the floor. They always have to go in the linen basket, or on a clean chair. That blanket only goes on a clean chair and back on the bed. And we can't wear gloves when we change bed, which I find to be the weirdest thing. But I understand why we can't. It's because nurses are less likely to wash their hands before and after. So, you know, pump in, pump out. You can't do that if you go to put your gloves on. People are just less likely to. So we're actually spreading more germs and making it worse for the patients. We don't shake our sheets out because somebody that has like a pollen type of issue, we can give that to them. Or if they have a disease and it goes up in the air ducts, and we're just spreading it around. So we don't shake. We carefully unfold things and fold them back up. So, I mean, it's very technical, which is good. You know, I'd expect my nurse to be technical if they're going to take care of me. I want them to be knowledgeable. But already I'm feeling like this is my first weekend and we've already learned a lot of things that I'm not even sharing with you yet. And I feel like I'm going to die. We went around and we talked to everybody that was in our lab group. And we're like, okay, so what's your name? Why are you doing this? And how many hours a week do you work? And a lot of the people that were there are like, we're working 20 hours a week. Or they're a CNA and they work 2 days on the weekends overnight. So they're 12 hours, 24 hours. And then she gets to me and I'm like, hi, I'm a single mom of 2 kids. One being 5, one being almost 2. She's 1. I work like 20-ish hours at my job. I work at the cafe on the school ground. Which last year I worked 10 hours, that's making it 30. I also clean 2 houses 2 days a week for people, which averages like maybe 8 hours. Nothing terribly big. And then I do my photography. Photography I generally do on the weekends, and lately I've been getting booked as a second shooter, which are like 6 to 8 hours per day. And then if I'm not the one doing second shooting and I do the actual wedding itself, it's more like 8 hours of just shooting, and then I have editing to do, and my editing does at least 20 hours a week minimum. So it's like super, super busy, and the girl kind of looks at me, the teacher, and she's like, you gotta throw stuff out. You can't do that. You gotta delegate your tasks better because you're going to fail. I'm like, oh, hey, great. So honestly, I'm probably going to dull down my photography. I'm probably going to work 1 day a week at my job, and then probably not going to work at all at the cafe because they need somebody to do more like full-time work instead of what I can do, where I'm in school at least 4 days a week. There's really not much time I can give them. That really, really bites because I'm a single mom and I kind of need that. So I'm going to keep at least the cleaning stuff so that I can have something, you know, to provide for my kids. And on vacations I'll ask to work at least 5 days a week to kind of make it up. Sorry, I got a bug in my throat, I guess. So yeah, we did that, and we kind of discussed about how to make it through nursing school, how she does it. And she's like, being organized is one of the best things you can do from the very beginning, because if you come in next week and you're not organized, you are not going to do well. And then she basically talked about making friends with your advisor or your teacher so that you don't have to fall behind. You can stay ahead. So anyways, I guess that's all I'm going to share with you this week. Once I do recitation, that one, I think. Don't quote me, I'm really bad at this. I'll do another video and tell you how that goes and what that was all about. And then probably again at the end of next week. So until then, you know, toodles. I know I have a test next week, so I'll show you how that goes, or at least tell you about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop below. I know some of you have told me about your first day. How was your first week? What did you expect? What did you find to be not what you expected? And how you think you're doing? So anyways, guys, nice to see you. Thanks.